But like at the beginning, you don't even have to carry the law of physics. This is insane.
Thanks for dropping into the Airdrop Show. My name is Caleb. On the internet, I go by Phosphorus. Today we have a really special guest. I think I say that for everybody because I think they're all special. But I have Pierre with us. I met Pierre at Bitcoin Unleashed. He was part of the Mentory's first cohort. And he was doing something that I thought was really interesting, which was just making furniture for the metaverse, which, to be honest, I don't quite understand. So I wanted to have Pierre on his first drop. I think it's happening today, right, Pierre?
Yeah, exact. Hey, Caleb. Hey, everyone. Really happy to be here and can't wait to explain a bit what I mean by that. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna dive in here. Pierre, you went to architecture school, and now you
Yeah,
design furniture.
yeah, exact. So I switched directly, and I used to work in a kind of agencies, architecture agencies back then, and I also study for that.
Where are you based now?
Now I'm based in Amsterdam, and I study close by Bordeaux, southwest of France, little town where we make the
Okay,
wine.
nice.
Basically, it's only known for that.
Well, I mean, that's a good place to live if you like wine. Which I mean, yeah, come on, it's got to be some great wine. Let's dive into like how did you find Web3 and what are you building now?
Yep. So my journey into Web3 was actually a bit weird. It's I follow it from a long time, especially the currencies, etc. And I saw the big rise of NFT, so I was didn't really getting into it. I didn't like had this really connection with it, and I don't know how I can apply it to my field and my industry. But then I met one person. It's Iliana, that's the head of the Mentory, and then everything changed. Like we had this long conversation, etc., and she started to deep dive and talk to me about the Mentory. So a full program that is actually for it's a full month accelerator that give you all of the tools to construct and create a project, and that's what I actually came into, and that's how my journey in the Web3 started, especially with stacks and yeah, in general, that's my starter was there actually last year around that time.
Yeah, that's good.
Pretty
Yeah,
new.
it's Ileana's great. We had her on the show, and she's the person that's going to convince you that this is the way you should go. Even if you're just releasing stuff just to try things out, you never know what's going to hit. This space is so experimental right now, and what you do, I think, is extremely experimental.
Mhm.
So you want to just talk to us about what your project is and what you're building.
Yeah, exact. So what I'm building is actually extremely specific and really a niche project, right? So in general, my daily life, I work with galleries, generally on the side of New York, and I release extremely small quantity and limited object for a really high price. And that was my main problem with that is that I can't afford my furniture. So it's like if I can't afford it, how can my friend, how can my community, how can my like generation, like the one I want to reach to, can actually be linked with what I'm doing with my object, etc. And then I had like the idea to create this collection, so furniture collection that would be fully digital. So I would use like actually the same what you call that, the same path to create my furniture right now, but they will stay digital, and I will like render them. So just to understand a bit the process when I'm doing like any kind of object, for example, like that, before it's being releasing as an existing one, I have to make like a 3D model, I have to make some tests, I have to create it on scale. I do like the exactly same things, but I'm just like totally free because I don't have any like problem to, I know, like the assembly, I don't have to check that, like the material, like the production price, I don't have any client behind my back. It's pure freedom for me. And for that, it's just completely insane. And that's what I started to do in this process. And I came to doing like 4 piece that I'm releasing now. So people don't know what is it. For the moment, it's just card. The collection is called Immaterial Equipment. So you have the opportunity to get 4 different NFT that are linked with their 3D model in the metadata. So this is not deployed yet. We're actually working on it with the technical team to deploy it in a month or month and a half. But it's there, it's yet. And so when you hold the NFT, basically you get the illustration of the image. So like super nice rendering with the object in it. Plus, in the future, you will get the 3D model that will allow yourself to place this furniture in your metaverse.
So wherever you have your digital gallery or your
Exact, exact,
in the future we have a metaverse house where I guess we would store all of our NFTs.
exact.
It's a host metaverse
So,
parties. They
so
would be
if you have
there.
it now, like basically what you get is your asset to prepare your future like houses or metaverse space. I know if you, for example, using Zoom, but for me, that's the idea that really convinced me. I think that Zoom in the future, we all gonna have this space in which we're gonna receive people. We maybe gonna have like a VR set,
Mm-hmm.
and we need like architects, right, to like furnish the space. You don't want to everyone to have like the same things. So the idea is that you can place this furniture in the back, or you can have like a special seater in which you will receive your host, or I don't know. Like there's so much things to do. That's incredible.
Yeah,
So
this is very cutting edge because there's no use for this at the moment. Um, but it doesn't mean the use isn't coming. And it's fun because this is like the first that I know of somebody building out furniture like this. What kind of furniture are you building? Like if you can give the people a sneak peek. I know they're not revealed yet, but are you is it chairs? Is it tables?
yeah, of
What are we
course.
doing?
So there's like really different range of things. So I try to get like the maximum different as possible with like plenty of scale utility. So for example, I have a lamp, a phantom lamp that's completely flying. So like kind of crazy objects I really love. And I will release it at 1 p.m. EST, so New York time, 7 p.m. Amsterdam time. I also have a bookshelf that is holding like only one book. So literally, it's like I think if it was made in real, it would be I would say 200 kilos, human scale, like 2 meter high, completely crazy structure just for one book. And I really love it because when you place the book, it's like your book, the one you always dreamed about. It's like the maybe the book that carry your whole life that have really specific stories. So you really have to think about it. And I was thinking maybe to ask all of the holder. So if you're lucky enough, you have a chance out of 4 to get it when you buy the NFT. And maybe like the owner can like personalize the NFT and have his own book written on it. So in the 3D model, it will be written on it. So I'm
That's
like
fun.
thinking about that right now. That could be super cool. So kind of personification of the object of the product for the client. So anyway, there is so much things to do. And after you have like a special chair, really large chair made out of bamboo with bamboo stick that I call the nest. You see it's pretty specific. And what's the last? Yeah, home divider. Actually, I have
Okay.
the mini model of this one. I can show you.
Oh, as he
So
gets
it's
up
made out of
and wants to show me.
of
What do you got?
of flowers. So this is it. It's all mini. How do you call that? Yeah, little flowers that stick together. It's
Wow.
inspired on a mini shape by on a shape by Rothko. And I spend a lot of time working on that. It's an object I always dreamed to make, but it's too expensive and it's complex to have a client for it. So that's exactly why I made this project.
When you're making a digital object, you're not bound by different constraints like you talked about. You talked about materials or what the client needs. I mean, heck, if you're making digital stuff, you're making a floating lamp, you're not even bound by physics at this point to make whatever you want. You can
Like,
is that how is that for you as a designer to be able to design in this way?
But like at the beginning, you don't even have to carry the law of physics. This is insane. So the first thing I do was like, oh, maybe I will make lamp that float. I will get completely crazy. And then it start to bring me to a lot of questions is if I'm making a new product, it should still be like physically possible to have like a feeling that this object can exist, that you can place it somewhere. So it's still have to respect some rules. And I start to have like all of this thought about, okay, can the object can fully be flying? Can the material can be for example, can I make a chair out of only diamonds? Would it be like a bit weird, no? And maybe I should use more like kind of leather. Maybe I should. So I have like all of this thought, and it took me ages to create this furniture and this set. And so yeah, it's like it's always constantly question. You going back, you going forward, and it's really a long, I think, a long process to arrive there. But yeah, it's tough.
I don't know. Maybe I'm projecting here, but I feel like this just opens up your creativity so much that you just get to create in this way that it's almost freeing for your and it's freeing as well as it just allows you to be creative again in this totally new way, which it's the reason I love NFTs because it's allowing creatives to just create. There is no stipulations, there's no um, things you need to be able to do. You can just create, put it out into the world, and see what happens. What's your expectation for collectors or for your um, buyers? I guess
Yeah.
what are you looking for in somebody, or what could they expect from you?
I think it's complex to say because so you have first a collector that is used to design, and
Yeah,
so generally it's have like a lot of money, etc. And that's a special world. It's complex to enter. It have like his own code, etc. So this is part of my audience, and there is another one that's only like interests me on the project is the people that wouldn't really be interested into furniture design, into design in general, and I like start to approach it and start to feel like, oh fucking hell, this thing is cool. I love this chair, or maybe it could fit great, and bam, and start to sing it in 3D and start to like get emotion from a design, start to like the material, being more sensible, etc. And that's actually the fight that I'm having now. So I really
mm.
want to have the maximum of people that wouldn't approach design because it's too far away sometimes, and it's complex to enter as well.
Yeah,
So it's a mix of both, and I have to say like it's complex for me because I have to merge really these two worlds. So Web 2, Web 3,
hmm,
and yeah, find kind of a common ground. So I have to please them in a way and please also the kind of crypto nerd, the true one, the core.
yeah.
So it's like yeah, it's a complex balance to have, and yeah, I would say that's the toughest. But also maybe to get back on what you were saying, you say something extremely interesting is that it unleash more potential and more creativity. So right now, like this object, maybe it would like disappear. Was just idea like that I always dreamed about. But if you don't have the possibility to do it, it will like just disappear forever. And for once, we have like the opportunity to make them and create them. And just for that, this is insane, and this project worth it because you like show in a way to the world what really an architect can make or a designer can make. And this is not just applicable for the project, but I really push literally everyone to do that because with it we're gonna like discover new design that people were are not just blocking or are like stuck in folders of the computer forever. And yeah, just for that, I think it's insane and should be pushed.
Now all of your pieces are digital. Is there a future you see where architects, designers can create these models that can then be recreated physically in a way? So, because
Yeah,
like you were saying, a lot of your clients are high-end designers, to which someone like myself, I'm not going to be able to touch until I'm very old and wrinkly. So, like, is there a way I can enjoy this stuff earlier and make it more accessible for the average collector?
hmm Yeah, completely. And that's coming in my way. Like in the roadmap, what I included is that all of the holder of this collection can design with me. So together
Mm,
we can create a brand new piece. For the moment, it's gonna be like a digital one. That's my first step. So on Discord with system of upvote, downvote, we can like decide and start to like have a final furniture. So okay, do we want like this chair? Do we want that and that? Okay, fine. We make a choice. We make a choice. We make a choice until we have a final product. That would be like an NFT as we made, and then we start to have different things. And what I want to bring everyone with this project is to create a real piece. So we use the same system, but we make it in real. And all of the holder of the collection will have like a percentage in the object. So it will be controlled by my community and they will decide what we're gonna do like to it. Do we sell it to auction? Do we place it in a museum? Do we place it at my gallerist? Do we sell it to a client? Okay, I have an offer. What do we do? Yes or not? And etc.
mm,
etc. If it's sell, everyone get like a percentage on it based on how many like NFT you get from the collection. And with that, we can start to I know like create kind of create new design, and maybe the piece will get more value because it's been created and controlled by a community. So I know like just the future is insane for that, and I'm like completely excited by it. So step per step, we start to build a bit more, but there is a lot of possibilities that can be unlocked for sure in this design industry.
yes, there is a lot that, I mean, it's a cliche to say how early we are, but when you can kind of see where this is going in 10, 15, 20 years, into how we're using materials, to how we're the accessibility that 3D printing even brings to this, and how you're putting together, like,
Yep.
you could, like, IKEA could be printed in your garage and designed by a community and everyone taking a profit on that. I
hmm
think that's huge. And maybe we don't see it for 20 years, but we're starting to see that this is that first inkling, that first little bit that's being started in that journey, that first domino that's being set up and maybe even falling.
Yeah, exact. Exact. And imagine this is just like for me, design is just ideas that you concretize somewhere, right? That yeah, there is like so many potential with all of the different designer to release a new like basically all of the ID that they couldn't made because they were scared of like maybe the public that it couldn't be possible because it's too expensive or there's technical problem or whatever.
Okay.
Now there is a possibility to do that, and this is insane
Okay. Here's my
for me.
question. When you talk to your when you talk to your designer friends about what you're building, what do they say?
Stuff. That stuff. Like NFT have a really bad connotation. I can tell it now.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like what the image that the people have from NFT. Honestly, it's so bad. Like they don't understand the value of it. They don't understand like the power of the blockchain, how it can unite people. They really see it as just a PFP collection of apes
Yeah.
in general. So, sorry to say that, but they don't see the utility at the end, like what we can do with it. But that's fine. I think they're gonna be convinced by time, like all of the early innovation. That's only time that's giving reason. So I would say let's just wait and don't try to yeah leave the noise a bit out, and we see from that. That's my position.
Yeah, Pierre, I tend to agree with you, and I'm just interested to see what they would say about this, because a lot of people probably scoff at you and laugh, but
Yeah,
you are the first that I know of,
yeah, yeah,
and that means a lot. That's I mean, it goes down in history. So congratulations on being bold
yeah.
enough
Let's keep pushing.
to push the envelope and see what happens. and I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see the collection as it comes out, and I'm excited to see as you push forward what this looks like because, like I think you said, it's limitless of what's possible now, both creating for a digital space as well as now creating collectively in that as well, and creating a new design space, as well as what does it look like to turn it into a physical item and how that works. And I think you're at the cutting edge, the frontier of design and doing some of this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for you to that you were bold enough to say yes. And I'm thankful for Ileana for sitting down with you and having a very long conversation saying, but what if?
Yeah, yeah. Iliana actually was at the genesis of all of that. And I just don't want to forget that. Like that's Iliana that's really say, hey, why wouldn't you make this collection, etc. And that's from all of this year of mentorship that I can come to this idea. Otherwise, I wouldn't have like
Mm,
any percent of what we created now. So yeah, I just want to really thank them and especially the Mentory for that because they open up all of this connection, all of this like networking, and they teach you basically how to create that. So it's not just a dream, but it's happening now. And tonight, I mean, that's crazy.
yeah,
Like it's a year journey from this early moment that is now tonight, and yeah, so many people just already pre get their NFT. So I'm really curious now.
that's so much fun.
Super cool.
What from the mentoring? What was your biggest takeaway?
My biggest what, sorry?
Your
Takeaway?
your biggest takeaway? What's the biggest thing you learned from the mentoring that's still
Oh,
like stuck with you?
oh, like I think it's more like the people that we met, because we have a month basically
Right.
with every day it's like 3 hour course, sometimes four with different people coming. And for me was uh there is one people that really fascinate me. It's Munib.
Mm-hmm.
Munib came like to the course and he like give his little lessons like that, and it was insane. He's so clear, street explain you like so well, and I don't know, everything went like super flowing. I know that Louise as well give like lessons that I really love about like community, about sharing, about like the power of that we can make with our Web3 community, and that this small number compare, for example, to Instagram, like what you can do with 100 people on like it's an exaggeration, but with 100 people on Twitter
Right.
is is actually the same with what you can do with almost a million people on Instagram in terms of like power and reach where you can get, and also how many like money you can raise from it
Yeah.
to create new project and moving forward. So this is something I really appreciate, and uh, and yeah, after I would say just the community. The community for me was really new, that I can just come up to someone and ask a question, and that everyone is so open. Like I know I made so much friend now at the stacks community that like if I have like any problem I can just reach to the right person. I know,
Yeah.
like for example today the guy from Sigel,
Mm-hmm.
um actually I just asked Quentin this morning if we could make something for the reveal party. Was like, yeah, let's just go for it. And bam, a post, he make a design within like 2 minutes, and we create this crazy thing. But all of that within 30 seconds and just from a message. That's super cool. And that's what I love in Stacks, is that they're always keen to share, keen to help, and just for good.
I love it. Yeah. It is. I don't know. It's kind of like the biggest takeaway is the friends we make along the way. It's also cliche,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, for sure.
we're at the beginning of this big journey, and it's the people here, especially in the market now. There's a lot fewer of us here, but that just makes us closer and
Hmm.
stronger together as we help each other out. Because yeah, what 100 people on Twitter, you can do a lot because there's a face behind all, there's a person behind all of those numbers, and connecting with that person
Yep.
is
Yeah.
huge. And yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Definitely. And it's sorry.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I just want to say that I really feel for the first time that I have a direct link with like people. You
Mm,
can feel that there is personality behind every pseudo, even though it's not even the real name. But I feel much more connection than with like every other social media. On Discord, I can communicate, that I can create my channel, my role, my assignment. I can be, I don't know, for you maybe like it's something that is completely normal. For me, it's a revolution. I have to say it's a revolution, and I love that. I was just so happy to be part of it, and let's go. Huh? Let's go Web3, 100%.
yeah.
I'm convinced.
We're in the middle of a revolution right now, and we're on the front lines. And I just want to say, Pierre, thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing crazy stuff and just pushing the limits, because that's what the space is for. We'll just keep pushing the limits, and I'm excited to see when the reveal is.
Let's go. That's a good motto. Can't wait for tonight, and please join on the Discord. I would be super happy to have all of you guys. Thank you so much for having me, and yeah, let's catch soon.
Yeah. All right, everyone, go follow Pierre on Twitter. Go join the Discord. All the links will be in the description. Pierre, I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Thank you.